So community is really important, and I think that seeing people come in with different attitudes, different preconceptions, and then growing through the process and understanding what goes into the physical house and what goes into home ownership and all the other ancillary services around it, like ongoing education and everything, seeing it click, and then knowing that people are going to come out again and again, it's really edifying. It's just something that's hard to explain. I never got involved until my friend Sue, who works for Bank of America, is like, you should come out for a build. And so 10 years ago, myself, a couple friends, and Sue went out, and we went to the build, did that one day of the build, and didn't really contemplate the fact that there was all these other builds going on across Atlanta, but went out for one build a year. I came out, I knew nothing, and at least I knew nothing. One of the house leaders really sort of said, hey, you should come back next week and finish what you're working on, or we can teach you something new. And that was when I first started thinking, hey, I should probably get more involved. And then a wonderful man walked into my life, Clark Howard. I went out to all 8 of the Clark builds that year, and that was really my getting hooked on Habitat moment, where I got to see everything different we do for all 8 build days. I got to see the homeowners really grow during those 2 months we were building, get to know them better, and see everything that's involved in the builds. And then I was pretty much hooked. I felt like I was still learning, and I was asked to be a skilled supervisor. A house leader said, you're good at talking to people, you should be a skilled supervisor. But once I got in and realized that we're all sort of in the same boat, and there's not really a deadline. So you want to get everything done, but you want it to be quality. Everyone always goes above and beyond. I talked to Clark about, can I help sponsor with you next year? And he said yes. I was donating a little bit, and then seeing Clark Howard and seeing the impact he had on the community was really cool. So for 5 years, I sponsored through our non-competitive running drinking club, which is actually where Chris and I met. I sponsored with Clark. Clark just dedicated his 99th house to me in my honor, which was really, really sweet. Like, that man is just the nicest guy I've ever met. Clark has been hugely impactful on my decisions, my life, my involvement with Habitat for Humanity, just because I see what he does and how cool it is. So when I heard he wasn't going to build anymore at the same scale, I was like, I'm not adrift, but I need a new project. And along comes Zach out of the office. He said, hey, we're going to do a Pride build. And I thought, hey, that sounds like me. I could do that. And so my good friend Deb and I are on the committee. We're co-chairs of the Pride committee. There's a lot of people in the community supporting it. We have sponsors from civic groups to churches to the Atlanta Bucks, the Gay Rugby League, all across the board. I just think it's amazing. And one of the skilled supervisors is also donating, and just seeing all the different people from different walks of life come together, it's really indicative of sort of what Habitat volunteers are. It's not just one type of person that walks in the door. And that's the beauty of it, and the challenge of it as a skilled supervisor is you don't know who you're going to get. But seeing the strength of the community and people rallying and coming together, I literally cannot wait. Day to day, we tend to interact with the same people over and over, whether it's our job or our church or wherever we're going, it's day to day. And getting outside that zone is something that it's a gift, really, because we get to meet other people. And I think that's where we get some of the disconnect, is we lose the fact that we can walk down the street and talk to people. So that openness and curiosity is something I try every day. And it's amazing the people you meet when you do that.